Yes.
No.
Hey, everybody.
No.
Thank you for joining later because no one's here now, and that's okay.
What the hell?
I mean, you're here, but I mean, you're part of the show.
I am?
Yes. You're not just watching this; you're contributing, sucker.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, Nache. I got a coaster.
Nice. Of what?
It's a wizard from Crypt Monkey Studios.
Oh, cool.
It's a
Oh yeah, see, it's a
wizard.
a monkey wizard with a 20-sided
No,
die.
it's just a straight normal wizard. It's
It
just,
looks like a monkey.
it's abstract, I guess.
Yeah. Whatever. It looks like a monkey.
But I needed a coaster for down here, and they were only $3.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. And I'll tell you all where I got that at later if you want. If not,
Well,
fine with me.
sure. So tonight, normally we've got the Ramble, but that was last night, and that was a hell of a show.
Is it Ramble?
The Ramble last night.
There was?
Okay, listen here.
Shit, I fucking missed it.
Listen here, hipster 2.
Hell, why didn't you tell me not, Jay? I would have come on.
You're an asshole. See, I don't pay the big money to do all the fancy giggles like you do,
Right.
but you're an
Well,
asshole.
not I got you some inspiration.
Nice.
I did.
Anyway.
I got you some inspiration.
I see that. But be that as it may, we had a great show last night. You have to admit there, Matt.
That was a pretty kick-ass show. That was a pretty kick-ass show. Yeah.
The fact that our viewers trust us enough
You're
to
asking questions.
well, but also just say, okay, y'all have answered my questions. You've kind of settled some quandaries.
Oh, like Heathwell,
Yeah.
that young man. He
know?
said, I'm ready.
The fact that they trust us enough to, jump in just by our recommendation,
Yeah,
that means a lot.
it does.
It means a lot to me.
It's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah. And
Yeah. We had about 20 people watching. Can you imagine that? Like back a year ago, we had
when we had like 7, 8.
good night with 7 people.
Yeah.
And I could actually sit and paint. I didn't have to pay attention.
Yeah, we thought we had 12. That was,
Yeah.
man, 12.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh my God, what a great night. Now it's like, 20 people. Awesome. That's great. And they're constantly commenting. And I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of them. I do. I always think them if I can. But
oh, yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it's, it's the community that we've built, I think, is, and continuing to build, is top notch.
It's pretty cool. Especially today, which I'll talk about later. But
yeah, we got
solidified it.
Yeah, we got the best viewers. I don't care what anybody says.
On the planet.
Yeah. And because literally it is on the planet, because we had Japan, we had Thailand for the first time, we had Australia for a brief little minute with Mr. Beckus, we had Portugal, we had England, Great Britain, what have you.
And we had somebody on who lives in England as a host.
Yeah, our foreign correspondent.
Yeah, that's right. What a cool guy he is.
Yeah, I like John. We've got a really great, I think we've got the perfect group now. Especially when we can get them all together at the same time. Yeah. I know that's very rare because life happens. They've got families and whatnot.
Yeah,
my family lives 3.5 hours away.
That helps.
I'm lucky.
That helps. I had a great day with the wife today. So.
I only have to worry about the 4-legged assholes that live with me.
That's what I call them too.
Your kids don't have 4 legs. Well, I mean, combined.
No, I was talking about your cats. That's what I call them, the 4-legged assholes, because they make me sneeze and shit.
Hey, buddy, what are you doing, huh? What you want up here? Come on, you want to be seen? Come on.
It's a neat little game. You gotta figure out who the Jack the Ripper is.
Well, very cool. So,
Sorry.
Jack the Ripper, where did you get that, Matt?
I don't know.
Gosh. You're a jackass.
Yeah, we don't have the jackass. I will tell you. Let's see, number of players. Just have to have at least 3 players for this game.
All right.
Which is womp womp womp. We can't play it tomorrow.
That's okay.
But that's okay. We can.
Because what are we playing tomorrow?
I don't know. What are we playing tomorrow?
We are playing Heroes of the Falklands.
Oh, we are?
Live and in person. Devil went down to Georgia.
Shit. I forgot about that.
No, you didn't.
I know I did. I forgot about the video intro.
Oh. Use the old one.
Gotta work on that. No, the new one is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, okay.
I got a few things at,
Yeah. This place.
A few things from a place and met some people today. Hey, sorry, y'all. I'll be good tonight. Oh,
no, John, that's okay.
John, you're always good.
Yeah.
You're making us laugh.
Yeah.
Actually, Nache, can you give me 5 seconds? I gotta run and get something to drink. I'm parched.
Yeah. You're at the winery all fucking day and you're parched. So, the reason why we had the ramble last night is that Matt's wife's birthday is this coming week, and she wanted to spend the day with him. Well, luckily, he was allowed to go to DICON, a convention in Collinsville, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis, and got to see some people. After he spent time there, they went and spent time together at Grafton, Missouri, at a winery, and spent the rest of the afternoon there. And then she said, "Hey, you know what? I want to go out with my friends." And he said,
"What the hell?
Great. Not Jay. I could be on the show tonight."
And you're like, "What?"
And I was making sure, nothing was wrong, no knives and monitors,
I was like, "Come on, dude. No, everything's good. I've had enough bad shit happen lately."
Right? So.
Who the fuck is everybody?
Well, we got John, and that's appreciated. We'll get more people in here. Don't worry. We'll have more people. Anyway, so I was telling him how you spent some time at DICON today.
Oh, yeah. You gave it away.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So originally what happened, I was invited by Warlord Games to go to DICON and represent, and I couldn't do it. I was going to bring my Mythic America stuff, and we were going to play some Mythic Americas and things like that, and that did not happen. Because I had life things happen, muffler on a car and things of that nature. But my wife, I took her out for dinner, and at a winery that you had to ride either a gondolas or an open ski lift to the top to get to it. You couldn't drive up there. You had to take it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. All the way to the top of the hill. Well, I told her, I said, John and Force is going to be at DICON, and they invited me to stop by and to go to the convention. And she was like, "Are you serious? You're giving that up to take me out? Oh, that's sweet. But you know what? We're going to go there for an hour. You're going to see your friends." I said, "What?" So I was really flattered by that. My wife is the best sometimes. And
she didn't watch the show, right?
No.
All right, we're good.
I went to, but she's right over there. She's smiling at me right now. Hi. Yes, I'll be dead later. Right, I did get Jack the Ripper card game. Now, so we showed up about noon. I got my badge. I got my shirt with my name spelt wrong from Warlord Games. So he took it back, and he says, "I'm going to fix it," but he wanted me to see it. So it's a really nice, one of the new, super airy, non-cotton polo Warlord game shirts, Yeah. And then he broke out the Antares one. And I didn't know about that one.
Nice.
So I have a Beyond the Gates of Antares one, and I have a Warlord Games one with the maroon color.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was cool. And immediately, and shout out to Nick, which he's probably not going to watch this, but shout out to Nick and Steve. They immediately recognized me, and it was pretty freaking amazing. I have to say, because that's never happened before.
That's cool.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it's just
toot away, brother.
It was a cool feeling because I don't meet my fans. I don't meet the fans of the show. I don't meet like John and all them. I don't get feedback. I don't get. And he brought up something I did last year, during one of our shows, and I barely remember it. So that was cool. Just to hear what they like, what they don't like, and somebody fanboying on me a little bit, besides me fanboying on somebody else.
That's really cool. Maybe someday I will get that type of recognition from being on the show.
Oh, you will. You'll go to Daikon next year.
Yeah.
It'll be paid for. I had a room too. Didn't know it. Yeah, he reserved a room for us.
Cool.
I didn't know that. So, because he was expecting us, but then the muffler thing. So, but anyway, so.
I'll need to make sure that I take the time off from work since I work Saturdays.
Well, we're expected at 3 different conventions every year. Now we got a 4th one with Wiley's the Rockies War Room crossover.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, he wants us to come to his convention, his Warlord Games convention down in Oklahoma too, in July. It's like, dude, I can't do all this stuff.
Yeah. July is difficult for me because I've got J3.
I have 2,100 subscribers, John. 2,100. It's not a lot, but because I'm around here in the St. Louis area, a lot of like local gamers and stuff, they spread the word about it, around here about Rockies War Room, because I went out to local stores and put my Rockies War Room card. If you need to know anything about Warlord Games a while back, and I still retain those people who still watch. They don't really watch a lot of the live stuff, but if it's Warlord Games, they watch it. I know they do because they were talking about it. So, but
I've as far as I go, I have. Where am I? What do I got?
25?
26.
26. There you go.
I got 26 subscribers. Yeah. Still less than my nephew.
But and I got recognized. The Rockies Room name got recognized, not me in particular, by this company who made my coaster and made Jack the Ripper game. It's company's name is like Geek Monkey. I'm using my coaster right now. If I play D&D, I always play a wizard. That's why I got this. It's Crypt Monkey Studios.
There you go.
They have a couple games. They have Jack the Ripper and Hold Possession or something like that. But they're Gothic horror, Cthulhu. They do that kind of stuff. And they got
nice.
They got some dice that are clear, and they call them Dragon Soul dice. If you ever see them, go check it out. You roll the dice, and it's like this mystic, like crystal ball on the inside that rolls around and magical, and it's really neat. It's a neat white stone that they use, but they have etchings, and all kinds of stuff. So they hooked me up with the Jack the Ripper card game, which is 3 to 5 players, where you have to find who's Jack the Ripper.
Right.
So there's 5 cards, 4 investigators. One of them's Jack the Ripper, and you got to discover Jack before he kills you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So, and one of you is going to be Jack the Ripper. So, one of those kind of games where blind draw. Oh no, Jack the Ripper's not. You're trying not to give it away who you are, because I played it all together. Which was cool. I mean, there weren't a ton of vendors. There was Warlord Games. There was an RPG vendor. DiceGeeks.com, tabletop RPGs. They do medieval RPGs and
nice.
Warlord games, and then the T-shirt guy, which had just these awesome T-shirts that I just could not afford.
Yeah,
they were $30.
Ooh.
One of them had, well, anyway, you get it. They were D&D. They had just nerdy shirts, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the monkey fucking a football.
Yeah.
They literally had a monkey silhouette fucking a football T-shirt that I wanted, you know.
Nice.
Stupid stuff like that. But they wanted $30 for these things because
that's a little spendy, but you
because
know,
it was a double XL haul. We had a whole wall, you know, and they're different. Like Warlord Games was there the entirety, and then Pirate Pat was there, and I'm not going to say anything bad about Pirate Pat, but Pirate Pat is a pirate. Anyway, he used to own the game store that I grew up playing in.
Yeah.
And he used to rip people off. Let's put it like that back in the game store. So I don't trust him now. But he was selling the same shit Warlord was selling.
Yeah.
Just 20% off. And nobody was there at the table. But anyway.
Is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So that was cool. But the coolest thing about the whole entire thing, John Russell was there. And so was my buddy Forrest Harris.
Yeah.
Forrest Harris is genuinely one of the coolest people I've ever met.
Nice.
And now that I've met him in person and saw his table, I wish I could show you guys pictures from today, but I posted them in Rocky's War Room of his table. His table that he had with those miniatures that were in his book. He had the miniatures on the table that he was demoing the game Gunfighter's Ball with, that he took pictures of for his rule book sitting on that table. Freaking awesome. I got one of Wild Bill Hickok.
Yeah.
On his horse.
Nice.
The one from the rule book sitting right there. It was just awesome.
That's so cool.
Forrest.
I'm sorry I missed it.
Really an artist.
I'm sorry I missed it.
I'm sorry, Nache, that I didn't tell you. I didn't know until I got there that you were invited. So
that's okay.
John is not a very good communicator when it comes to that.
It happens next year.
Oh yeah, you'll be there
next year. I love going to conventions. I love running games at conventions. I don't play games normally at conventions. I played your games at Recruits because, well, you know, I wanted to see what it was.
Well, if you go, we're going to have the Rocky's War Room table.
Yeah.
So he had an empty table. He filled it with bolt action when he found out I wasn't going to be there.
Yeah. So, you know, what we need to do is get pictures. You know, headshots.
Yeah.
And
right.
Autograph time. Autograph time.
I'm going to take the picture from our commercial of you, you know, sitting up on the desk. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be like, this is the one right here. But
hey, that's my glamour shot, yo.
And Warmut will be him going, oh, yeah. Or no, him with the paper bag on his fucking head.
There you go.
But Forrest, he, like, him and John were so generous. Let me tell you. I walked away with some stuff, and since it's the Not Jay show, I can show it without teasing or keeping it away. I didn't get much, you know, from Warlord or anything to review at all. I mean, honestly, I didn't really get a whole lot. I mean,
no. You got it's barely minuscule, barely even worth mentioning. You know,
yeah. I mean, it's minuscule. I mean, it's just a couple, and he was just, you know, very generous with the couple things that he, you know, was like, hey, you know, take this, you know, and stuff like that. Victory dice back, you know. I mean, and Forrest, I got a faro table, a billiards table, a card table. I got Ace of Spades, Lenny as a cowboy.
Nice
Motorhead cowboy.
Lemmy, by the way.
Lemmy, sorry. I said Lenny, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. And don't want our metalhead listeners to get bent out of shape. Because there are some out there.
But coming next year, there's something huge coming next year. We're going to be doing our own Imaginations campaign, and we'll be playing some American Civil War for sure.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, I do want to just this comment from John. I truly appreciate that, John. I will definitely consider finding the right one. That is truly appreciated.
John at longshore.net.
Yep.
And I'll send it to you. Oh, that's amazing, John.
Yeah, thank you.
That'd be great, dude.
That means that means worlds to me. And we have the Hex.
Put your hands together for the captain of
Can I get an amen?
Hex Encounter. Jeff. Hex. Sex. Hex. Sex. Jeff.
Damn, dude.
What's up?
I had a fucking good day. Sorry.
I've got a question for you, Jeff.
Did you see my shirt, Nache? Oh, you missed
I
it.
saw
You
your
missed it.
Star Wars shirt. I saw that last night. Very nice.
Very cool. Very cool. So Eli is the Death Star, huh?
Yes, he is.
I figured that would have been Alex.
No, it's definitely Eli. And Eli goes, "What's that, Dad?" I said, "That's the Death Star,
Lord.
buddy." I said, "That's the Death Star, buddy." And he goes, "Oh, the thing that kills planets."
Okay, all right. As long as he knows what it is, might not be a sight thing for him,
I think he said it looked like a fish or something with anyway, the silhouette. So.
But yeah, I have a question for you, Jeff.
All right.
How close are you to Lancaster, Pennsylvania?
Oh, hour and 10 minutes, maybe.
All right. I'm not saying this year. I'm not saying next year. But in the near future,
Right.
I think at least Matt and McMurray and I need to come out to one of the HMGS conventions.
Yeah.
Are they still in Lancaster, or did they move to York? I think they're still in
buddy
Lancaster.
lives in York, actually.
Anyway, and I think that'd be a great place to meet up with you.
And what's HNGS?
Historical Miniature Game Society. Every year, they've got 2 or 3 big conventions.
Yeah, and they have Hex Encounter shit there too.
Yeah, it's not just miniature stuff. They do Hex Encounter also, but it's mostly it is mostly historical. In fact, I would hazard a guess that it's probably 95% historical. I don't think there's like hardly any fantasy or any sci-fi at all.
Well, I don't think there's any Nache. I don't think they do any of that.
I think
last time I was gonna go, which was like a few years ago, they didn't have anything sci-fi or fantasy.
Yeah.
Is that Little Wars? Is that
Little Wars, Fall In, Cold Wars.
Cold Wars, yeah. I have something to show Jeffa. Jeffa. This is up your alley, my friend.
What you got?
Warlord Games gave me this stuff.
Is it on its way here yet?
Yeah. Wait, I'm not done. Look. The Iron Brigade.
Is it on its way here yet?
No. And the Zuaz.
Oh, now those have got to be on their way here.
No. They're all metal too compared to the plastic. And I'm going to do an entire 5 stands of Tiger. The Tigers. Yep. And it's going to be annoying as shit.
So.
And we got the Regina Marina.
Hold on. My pill alarm's going off.
Take your pills. We have some unboxings to do.
Yeah, if you and after we're done here for a little bit, if you want to do an unboxing tonight, we can kick over and do an unboxing.
Well, let me look at this Ayer and see what it looks like.
Vulgar.
What?
Vulgar. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful, but it's vulgar.
Oh yeah, it's pretty nasty. I'm saying what it looks like as far as like how many things I got to put together, because I could do it just like I did the
yeah. So Historicon, July 7th through the 11th.
Oh, I know Historicon. Yeah, that's just around the corner. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, that's the same weekend as J3 for me.
Yeah, I know. I'm not seeing Forrest in July. Just letting you know.
All right.
I'm gonna see him late September.
Can't see the trees through the forest.
Holy God. Sorry.
Actually, no. Historicon is November 10th through the 14th of this year at the Valley Forge Casino Resort, wherever the hell that is.
Pennsylvania.
King of Prussia.
Pennsylvania.
Kidding me?
Okay, so what's happening? Cold Wars is...
This is gorgeous.
2021 it was canceled. I think Cold Wars is normally it was in April. It's normally in April.
The hell's that?
It's an ire. It's vulgar is what it is.
Look at
it's
this.
It's from Warlord Games for Mythic Americas.
Just look at the detail.
It's the monstrosity for
the Aztecs. It throws bodies.
Yeah.
It throws dead bodies.
John, don't be good. We won't know who you are.
So Cold War 2022 is going to be in April of next year.
Well, that's not bad. I can do that.
April.
Let's see, and then what the Fall In? No, I don't want Cyber Wars. I want Fall In.
Oh, cool. Not Jay. These all come with their own blessings.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So, different cards to use.
Yeah.
And if you melee a monstrosity, you have to roll for stuck in.
Yeah.
So you got to roll a 10 to get unstuck from a monstrosity.
Oh, cool. All right. So
anyway,
this year,
just saying.
their Historicon is replacing Fall In. Fall In is in November. Cold Wars is in April. Historicon is normally in July.
Yeah, that's when I'll have to take my wife with me. Oh, speaking of which, that was another thing I wanted to tell you. Not Jay. My wife actually wanted to go inside.
That's amazing.
And we were in there for an hour.
And she wasn't like pulling your arm wanting to...
She wanted to look at all the tables.
There you have it.
It was amazing.
It's over now.
She bought stuff.
It's over now. You're going to have to put another painting desk downstairs.
She's got her own room. This room right here next to me is another bedroom with a closet.
Right.
And I made her closet 3 foot deep. Right.
Right.
Just to be nice. And she's got a painting room that she paints canvases right here. That's our 6th bedroom back there.
Huh.
And she uses it as a painting room.
That's good. You got an artsy craftsy wife.
Yep. So do I.
Yeah, but that's the first time she's ever taken any interest whatsoever.
That can take the pressure off what you want to do at times.
And then when we left, she goes, "Oh my God, that was fun."
There you go.
Are you sick?
You didn't say that to her.
Yes.
No, you did not.
I sure as fuck did. I mean, I couldn't believe it. She said that was fun. You know, going downstairs in your room and, you know, playing games or whatever wouldn't interest me, but going to that would interest me. She'd walk around and have a blast just watching people play games. She did. Yeah. She did it.
Donna does the same thing.
Well, she likes Team Yankee. She thinks it looks cool as shit.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Wait until she sees
cool.
Wait until she sees my little tanks.
Hmm? That she might paint. Pico armor. I showed her some. There was a guy there selling Pico armor. She said, "I could."
we need to reach out to the guy from Pico Armor. He lives in Chicago area.
I know he does. I'll talk to you about that later.
All right. We need to make that happen.
Yeah.
I
doubt it'll happen though.
No, what, coming on the show?
Mm-hmm.
He came on Jay's.
I know that.
I'll
talk to you later about it.
Be that as it may.
Let's say we spoke.
All right. That's
Okay.
cool. No worries.
Good morning, guys. Hey, Paul Beckus.
Hey, Paul.
PBBBB.
She did ask for something warm up. Where have you been? Oh, yeah, that's right. You've been fishing. Hope you choked on a trout.
Oh, we got to mention Horse and Musket.
Yes, buddy.
It's
published. It's printed. It's in his hot little hands. He said mailing out starts Monday. Is that correct?
Yep. And the Wiley's crossover event weekend thing, he has gift bags for us.
Yeah.
And let's just say you don't want to miss the live.
We're covered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't want to miss the live because apparently Jay's wife made us a welcome gift bag.
Yeah.
So so
Robin is an amazing woman. She puts up with Jay's bullshit like our wives puts up with ours.
And she calls people names.
But not only does she put up with his shit, she actually runs his business for him. So,
Mini warm up, get your ass in here. Steak calling me, trout tomorrow. I heard he was handing out ponies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. We each get a pony.
Yay! Wait, was that the one he put in the closet 14 years ago?
I don't know.
To surprise us at Christmas?
Well, he did say something about bronies, so I don't know.
Oh, now, hey.
Wait, where's my commercial? Let's play oh, that's right.
I don't pay money for this garbage.
Not yet.
I'm at the big time. I don't have 2,100 and some odd damn viewers.
Well,
I got 26.
Right. The coolest thing, I think that's the coolest thing.
What
is just how we have been able to welcome Hex Encounter Gamers into a Miniature War Gamers YouTube channel, and it being, gloves off, we're friends kind of atmosphere. And I love that. I fucking love it.
Yep. And it's all thanks to Todd and Hex to Hex.
No, just Jeff. It's just Jeff. Todd don't get credit for that.
No. Without Jeff, without Todd, we wouldn't have Jeff.
Oh, we'd have Jeff. He would have came over a long time ago. No doubt. Jeff would have been like, I like these guys. I'm going to marry them, and we're going to have babies. He's not even listening, I don't think.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading. I'm trying to understand what the hell Mutt typed. Wish he'd start speaking English instead of zombie.
Yeah.
What, that...
something about steak and having a trout in his ass or something like that. I love you, War Mutt.
Oh, damn.
I love what we got going on here, man. I had such a fucking good day. And now I'm at a crossroads, not Jay.
Oh?
Yeah, I finished those Counterblast miniatures for John.
Yeah?
The ones that have been
sitting on the table
away at me.
Looking at you.
So I started putting dots on one for the camouflage, and I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck am I doing? This looks badass without the dots. So I did kind of like an old-fashioned stripe camo,
Yeah, like a tiger stripe?
No. Not like a tiger stripe. I did random stripes.
Oh, okay.
Left, right, up, down, And I did it on the last 4, and it looked badass. Like, I was like, oh, thank God, because it would have taken me another, 6 hours to paint it.
Yeah.
And they just look so fucking good, man, on the table. We put them out on the table, and they just look great.
Oh, by the way, you're going to be getting your box tomorrow.
A box? A box of what? Oh shit! I forgot. I owe you money for that.
Not really, but okay.
Yeah,
It was $5 damn. You can PayPal me.
I'm not gonna PayPal you. I'm just gonna give you $5.
All right, that'll work too.
I
I gotta stop and pick up Skittles.
Yeah, you do. The DVG game, the card game, my son and I played. And if you want a simple to learn, easy to play, frustrating, aggravating you card game, which you do. I've got 2 copies of it. I got one for you tomorrow.
All right, cool.
So, and as soon as whatever summer comes in, I'll just either give it to you at Wiley's weekend or mail it to
no
you.
worries.
Yeah. So
What? You went outside? You just came in. You've been out all day.
I am not buying tweezers for that game.
What are you playing, Jeff?
Long Street Attacks.
Okay.
Oh, that's Long Street Attacks.
Turn what?
Turn 8 out of 14.
All right. And how long is a turn?
20 minutes. It takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to play it.
That sounds about right.
So we got the Battles of Shenandoah, right? The great
Death Valley.
Yeah, Death Valley.
Or the expansion while it's on a cheap price. $22. Cheap price, very cheap, because it won't be that cheap once it comes into retail.
I gotta buy another fucking thing. God damn it, Jeff.
Don't miss
That's
out
how it
on
works,
that.
brother.
I bought it on your recommendation.
Once you realize you like it, now look, you got to get. I don't think you'll have a problem. Get by the crunchiness of it because it is great battles. It is tactical, regimental.
I need a crunchy one.
All right,
I have.
You're gonna get it.
I have Warfighter, World War II.
Right.
I love it. I love it. Love it.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta let the cat
Not
out.
a problem, Nache. Love Warfighter. Oh my God, it's my new favorite next to Sherman Leader. I like those type of games. I love the style of them.
Right.
That modern tactical battles is a little simple, but I think it's designed that way.
Right.
And it's quick and fast, and there's no videos for it anywhere. I couldn't find any, but I think it's because it's so easy to play. But I like those for quick games, and Sherman Leader tells a story like you saw.
Right.
Played or whatever. But I need like Space Empires is crunchy as hell. I mean, it's super crunchy. I mean, one turn could take an hour.
Gotcha.
And there's a lot of rules that, like, if you have this battleship, if you have this destroyer on there, if you have this cruiser on there, this happens. You got to hide it from this guy. The Doomsday Machine moves this way, blah, blah, blah. Warfighter better than Combat Commander. Paul Beckus, I will say this. Combat Commander is the best World War II game I've ever played. Okay. Second place, as far as, like, combat is concerned, it would be Warfighter, then Sherman Leader. Now, I will tell you why Warfighter is so great. Because you take the role of 4 men or, actual guys, you add equipment to them. So, bolt-action rifle, canteen, binoculars. And then you have the certain locations you're trying to destroy. And on the way, you're going to have insurgents or you're going to have enemies that you have to defeat. And then you draw randomly of who they're going to attack. So you draw a random chit. Oh, it's going to attack fighter number 3. And he has a name. And it's just like Sherman Leader. It tells a story. And what's great is it puts you in the man-on-man type of tension and action in a hex and counter game. As far as solo goes, it's pretty damn good. Combat Commander, I love it. I love it I just love it. I think it's great. I'm looking for Great War Commander too. I can only find the British Expeditionary Force, but as far as like 2-player game, Combat Commander is my way to go. So when I want to play it, I play it with my son, usually. But I'm going to get a copy for NetJ somehow, some way, and we'll set up a board and shoot my board, and then he'll tell me what he's going to do. But Warfighter's close. It's a different game altogether. I mean, Combat Commander, you're dealing with the entire, platoons and machine guns and things like that. In Warfighter, you're concerned with a machine gun team with 2 guys, some non-player characters, and you take the role of one of the leaders of this small group of guys attacking a certain spot. And one of the expansions is Castle Itter, which is pretty cool because I have that board game Castle Itter, and you can actually defend the castle in Warfighter as well. So that's pretty cool. I'll have to check out Warfighter. Does it have a Pacific supplement? Yes, it does. It has a base game. There's Warfighter World War II, which is just a basic game where you take the role, I believe, of either British or Americans. I think the British might be an expansion. But then you have Warfighter World War II Pacific, and there's a core game. So
well, I'm going to shoot a video tomorrow of all the new toys I've received in the last 3 weeks. That's going to be like 7 games, all the paint stuff.
Sweet.
Just going to be a quick blow through of what I got. I'm not going to do unboxings on everything, but
I got a video coming out tomorrow evening. Probably while not Jay's still here
in Middle Earth,
of the new characters for Gunfight Royale.
What about Middle Earth?
What about Middle Earth?
Did you get it?
Yes, I got it, Jeff.
I didn't see you dancing circles around that one.
Well, I have to cut out and fix all the cards, and I'm reading the rules currently on it. So, doing a proper video for it, Jeff.
All right.
You know what I mean.
I just wanted to hear you dance around the pole or something because you got it.
I got
Warlord. I know the people that do like that game.
I've been looking for that game since I was 15. Okay, so trust me, you'll see it in the video.
He's gonna go all Tom Bombadil on this bullshit.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna splurge all over it. And
Tom Bombadil needs to go, jump in a friggin' lake. The least needed character of any book.
Yeah. Well, Paul, if you want to wait for to get Warfighter to see how it plays first, there are so many videos out there, especially for the Pacific, of playthroughs of the game that you can actually, watch. I would do that. Watch that on YouTube. And I mean, Warfighter, I'm not going to play it probably for another couple weeks because I've got some other stuff lined up. I'm working on War of the Ring right now, which Jeff sent me. And I am now in a conundrum, like I was talking about a little bit ago, Jay. What am I going to paint next? That's
I don't know.
exciting.
I don't know.
Exciting for me.
I don't know. You got all those damn ships, unless you don't want to have to worry about painting ships because I can paint ships.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've got all that Victory at Sea. I've got my Mythic America's Zombies and Warrior Nations to add to my points. I have the new Eagle Warriors. Slingers. I have the Pajama Boys. I have the Spider Sisters.
Those are disturbing to no end.
I know.
Ugh.
I've got a lot of choices, but I'm really thinking I might get started on the epic Civil War stuff.
That'd be cool.
And I'm painting those on the sprue. Because why not?
Becca's has got a great idea.
What's that?
Start a poll. Let the viewers decide.
Huh. On Discord?
Yeah.
Well, I can start a poll on YouTube.
Yeah, bark at that noise. I'll never see it.
Yeah, you will. You saw the last post I had. You voted even.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Nope.
That was one you noticed. I didn't know you could start a poll on Discord.
I'm looking now. Because that's what I do.
Let's see.
I binged watch freaking Sweet Tooth on Netflix all day today.
Oh, Sweet Tooth? Yeah, it's a new thing.
Pretty cool.
I'm rewatching Breaking Bad. That's what I've been doing. Paul, I don't see where you can make a poll.
You're a poll.
Ooh, you're going down.
Well, I really want to do the 100. He's been binge watching Paul Beckus.
Yeah, I stopped on the last series because it got stupid.
What?
100. The first 2.5 seasons were awesome. First 3, and then it just got dumb.
Amazing how your European thought up in evil creatures can't compare to Aztecs. I blame the
peyote.
Oh my God,
He's not wrong.
This ire is what it is. Ire is so gross. is a bloated undead mass of carrion. What's carrion? Carrion.
Yeah, carrion. That's carcass.
Oh, okay. That hurls dismembered corpses of their own fallen back at its enemies. A terrifying sight and a tenuous foe. The ire is formidable threat both on the range and close with a stuck-in ability that makes it difficult for foolish enemies to flee their fate. Eesh.
Right.
The carcass, and their paint job sucks if that's a carcass.
Yeah, well, we knew that. The ones that Mythico Studios put out were amazing. The ones on the website.
Oh man, I cannot believe that I am going after painting ACW again.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing it the right way.
Yeah, I did see a bunch of Victory at Sea ships today. You guys see that picture that I posted on Facebook at all?
Oh, with Chewie?
Oh, Chewie? Who the hell's Chewie? I don't even know who you're talking
Chewbacca?
about. The guy that was sitting there next to Forrest? Oh, okay. I don't know who the hell that was. I know Forrest was teaching somebody a game.
No. I'm talking about at the Victory at Sea table.
There was a Chewie?
Go look at what Jay Wiley said on after you posted that picture.
Yeah, and Chewbacca apparently.
Yeah.
Where?
Dude, look at the hairmonger there.
Next to him?
No.
Oh, I see. I see the guy to the left. Yeah. There was Victory at Sea ships sitting there.
That's why. That's why I made the comment I made. Of apparently he's planning the Kessel Run on USS Missouri.
I'm going to leave you. Paul Becca says, "Have a good night." I'm voting
Victory
at Sea. Yeah. Victory at Sea scares me, and I'll be perfectly honest why. I've never painted ships before. Number one. Number two, I have no idea what colors they all are, how to approach it. I know for a fact that I'm going to use dark Prussian blue like he did on the table. I know, not Jay. As a base coat for the water and leaving the ring around the dark Prussian blue. It almost looks black. It looks badass. And see, I don't want to get like all crazy with the camouflage on the ships, you know.
Chicken shit.
That's right. You're absolutely right. I am chicken shit. Plus, I got the Regina Marina. Paul, if you're still there, this is coming soon. I gotta pee. Yeah, buddy. Candy cane stripes. I see it, Nache.
It's not that hard.
I know. That's diving into something. Mm-hmm. It does look good. Damn it. They look so badass. I'm still here. Paint it, Matt. Yeah, I'll probably fly through them though. I mean, I'm not going to get all fancy with them. Just like the epic battle stuff, the Civil War stuff. I'm not going to get all fancy with it. I saw all the new stuff today too. So, which one's that?
This is Yamato.
Awesome. I saw the Essex today, or not the Essex, the Hornet. I saw the Arizona.
Did the question? Did the Hornet have B-25s?
I don't know.
If it doesn't have B-25s, I'm going to write a sternly worded letter.
Well, they had the PT boats and submarines. They also had the airplane kits. So like they had bombers. Each one has their own bombers and stuff like that, which is pretty awesome. But they also had. There's also something there that I've never seen for Victory at Sea and didn't know it was in the rule book, but he says it is. The different kinds of planes, but there's also some new convoy ships.
Oh, cool.
So the USS Ohio, of course, is in the convoy set that we had.
Right.
The Ohio. But there's alternate versions of that. There's actually one there's one ship that sunk in the Bermuda Triangle or something like that they made. It was a cargo ship of some kind. It was hauling fuel. It was a fuel vessel or something.
Yeah, what is called a fleet oiler.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And I know you're probably looking forward, Paul, to watching the video of me butcher the Italian names of ships. So.
Oh my God! I just killed General Hood.
Oh,
the deuce you say!
Oh, how dare you!
Let me see if he recovers. Let me see.
I'm not dead yet. I'm feeling better.
No, he didn't. I got him killed. He could. Oh my God! I gotta pull his shit out of here. I drew the Fog of War chip as the first one, and I rolled on the Fog of War. And I rolled a 6, possible Confederate general casualty. So you roll, and he's got the least possible chance, except for. Oh no, actually, he's got the worst. Yeah, that's right, because he got fucked up anyhow. So that sucks, wieners. Because now I got to put in his replacement.
Who's his replacement?
Well, it's not really. It's just a replacement counter.
Well, Najee, they'll probably go fast, wouldn't they? Painting up the Victory at Sea.
Depends on how fancy you want to get them. Those two took me, hour and a half, 2 hours each, actual sit-down time.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to get Missouri,
Poor Hood.
I'm going to paint her up, in the measure 32.
He was all out of the Missouri. I was going to get you one. Now, the reason why is because he sold out. There's 2 ships there, Najee, the USS Texas and the Missouri that was sitting on the table.
Yeah.
And I said, I want those. And he goes, oh, okay, no problem. I talked to Forrest Harris for an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. Turn around, they were gone. I said, what the hell now? What the hell, Ron? He goes, I'll get you another one. So, Najee, please stop flicking me off.
No, I'm cleaning.
I will have you, Missouri.
Super glue off of my finger.
There's a guy that came over to the table, bought a starter set. He bought all the U.S. ships that were on the table, and he bought all the Japanese ships that were on the table. And there was 3 Japanese ships that I did not have sitting on that table.
Yeah.
Didn't get them because
dude came in and rolled, huh?
No, I have to give them up to the customer.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
There was so much Victory at Sea shit on that table, it was frightening. So there's so many ships now, brand new, just came out for that game.
I'm going to check.
That aren't even on their website. They were there.
What?
Mm-hmm. He has the ones that are coming that are rolling out next month. You go to conventions and John Russell's there. He has stuff that hasn't come out yet, like a month before.
Cool.
So the Hornet, the HMS Hornet, I think it was. Yeah.
USS Hornet.
Yeah, I mean HMS. Yes. It looked pretty cool. I can't remember if it had the planes on it or not. They had the Tripits. They had just a whole bunch of the Kriegsmarine planes. They had the British, the Japanese planes.
Cool.
They had the fleet that
IPB.
Yeah. Take care, Mr. Beckus.
See you, Paul. They had the fleet that bombed Japan. The planes.
Yeah.
They
what's his name's?
I can't remember the dude's name. Damn it.
Yamamoto.
No, you're talking about the fleet that flew into Tokyo.
Mm. The first planes to fly off the carrier. Blah blah blah.
For 30 seconds over Tokyo is Mitchell's. Damn it. You're putting me on the spot, so now I'm forgetting.
Because it came up too fast.
That's what she said.
Yeah. And usually goes down just as fast. So
yeah. It's Doolittle.
Doolittle, yeah.
Doolittle, yeah.
No, not all carriers are named after Revolutionary War battles. They are named after battles. Some of them are, not all of them.
The Enterprise was named after Star Trek.
States.
God, no. No. No.
Why not?
No.
Dude, I'm just jonesing about the bag, and this is ridiculous to jones about, but
yeah,
they had a Germany one, they had an Italian one, they had
So your destroyers and destroyer escorts were named after individuals, admirals, or people that did heroic things, won medals of honor, that type of thing. Your cruisers are named after cities: Houston, Northampton, Wichita, Des Moines, etc. St. Louis. Your cruisers were the 3 battle cruisers were named after territories. That's why you've got the Alaska, the Guam.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember the other one off the top of my brain. Your battleships were named after states, and your carriers were named. The World War II carriers were named after battles, like Cowpens and Belleau Wood, and
Cowpens.
now you had some that weren't named after battles, like Ranger.
It's kind of weird. Wasn't Cowpens like a land war battle? I mean,
yeah.
So
was Saratoga.
Well, yeah, I know, but
so it's like Ticonderoga.
It just seems funny to me that they name battleships that are on the sea after land
aircraft carriers,
aircraft carriers or whatever after land battles.
Now the light cruisers, the escort cruisers, were named after
like the Corregidor?
rivers. Were named after the Corregidor was actually a light carrier.
Yeah. Well, it's a light escort carrier. Yeah.
Light carrier is bigger than an escort carrier.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Light carriers were kind of all over the place. Because you had Corregidor, you had San Jacinto, you had other ships of that nature. But the light carriers, or the escort carriers, the small ones, were named after bodies of water. So you have like Sangamon, USS Sangamon, which is named after the Sangamon River here in Illinois. Or you've got Commencement Bay, or
Deer Pond.
Sure, why not? Champlain. Actually, Champlain was one of the big carriers. Now, a bit of trivia. I've brought this up before and was argued with about it, but I'm going to stand to. Of all of the battleships from USS Texas and the USS Maine in the 1800s, all the way up to the Iowa class battleships that were laid down in 40 and came to power in 45. All of them, from BB00 USS Texas, to BB-64 USS New Jersey, Wisconsin, New Jersey.
Yeah, like
one of the
BB-8.
two. All of them were named after states except for one.
Oh yeah.
And that was BB-5 USS Kearsarge.
Huh.
So.
Did he care?
What?
Sarge, did he care?
Yeah, Kearsarge, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do have an Alaska out now.
Well, I know what I saw, and I'm going to tell you something. You would have been drooling.
Oh, I'm sure.
Absolutely drooling like I was.
Come on. Okay. Is anybody else just bugged by the Warlord Games website?
Yes. The new one? Yes.
I've never been there.
They redid it. Yeah.
If you click where you think you want to click it to get to the page, it ends up adding the damn model to your cart.
Yeah.
Or then you move the cursor around and then you click it. Oh, now it's been made your favorite. I'm like, no, I just want to go to the damn page.
Yeah. Yep. Got it. Got it, Nache.
So apparently it doesn't have airplanes.
Man,
of any kind.
I want to play. Well, yeah, they're not on the website. I told you.
What I'm saying is the aircraft carrier kit.
Oh no.
For the Hornet does not have any airplanes.
Oh, well, that kind of sucks. But
I'm spending $24 and there's no airplanes. What the actual F?
I think they come with they come with some in the game, I think is what it is. Like when you play the game. So like if you take that ship, they come with the planes. It's just not in the kit. Do you understand?
No.
So like the actual planes in the box set of planes, that's where those planes for that ship are.
So you have to buy the ship and you have to buy the plane separately.
Yeah, the plane set is separate.
That's garbage.
Unless you buy the starter.
It's still garbage.
Well, you know.
How are you going to fight the carrier if you don't have airplanes?
You pretend you do. You know?
For fluff.
Come on, use your imagination now.
This conversation is quickly becoming a confrontation.
Why, is Jeffa fighting?
Y'all are talking naval shit. I have no comment.
Ah, I see.
That's
Ship
okay.
floats, I guess.
Ships do float.
Where do they float to? That's the question.
Well, when I drop one, it goes down the toilet.
And if yours is floating, you're eating too much fat.
Yeah, I know.
So.
You know what? I almost wish, I'm going to tell Herman this when I do this next video and he responds. Why don't you just go ahead and make a full Gettysburg game with this kind of chit pull? It'd take you fucking a day and a half to play one turn. Can you imagine the third day when all of both armies are on the board and you got to pull a chip for everything?
Damn, dude.
That would be painful, but fun.
So on your particular game you're playing right now,
right?
Long Street
attacks.
Right, attacks.
Long Street takes a dump. Yeah.
What is your
yes.
Son of a bitch. What is your token? Your counter there? What size is that?
Regiment.
What is that? A regiment. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now is a regiment during the Civil War the same concept as a regiment in World War II? Like roughly 3 companies?
Concept, yes.
Not the same.
Strength-wise, probably no, because, some regiments in the Civil War, probably at the time of Gettysburg, they averaged anywhere from 100 to, maybe a fresh unit had a fresh not been in combat unit could have had 1,000, but a majority were like 1 to 600 because they were all tore up for years.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, back then, the regiment was basically your lowest level of
Moron.
Well, no, they had companies, and
Yeah, but would you tell an individual company to go do this?
Oh yeah, because you would
Okay.
have sharpshooters and mix the unit and stuff like Now, granted, they also would bring sharpshooters out into their own regiments, but they would have skirmish. They would send companies out of skirmish units in front of the regiment.
Right, but they're still fighting towards the same.
Yeah, well, your major or majority functioning unit in the Civil War would have been a brigade.
Okay.
Well,
And a brigade would have anything from 3 to 6 regiments.
Okay.
Early war, some of these brigades had 8 and 9 regiments.
Okay. Because I know, like in World War II, you could get down to the company level and say, okay, company, you need to go take this objective.
Right.
While the rest of the other companies go do this over here. And I did my very best to listen to the Book of Gettysburg by whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, whatever the hell.
I just
He's a good writer.
Yeah, he is.
I can't. And much to my brother's chagrin, I know, I cannot get into the American Civil War.
Yeah. We'll get you there.
No.
Playing the game.
Oh, playing a game, sure. But you're not going to see me sitting here by myself.
Oh, no.
Working on Civil War models.
No, you would never.
It's Civil War ships, yes. Because they're ships, and I love ships.
Yeah. It's just not your cup of tea. It's all good.
It's
not your Coke Zero, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And tonight it's Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero.
By the way, I did try the Coke Cherry Zero, and I do like it. And I don't drink soda, bro.
Coke Zero.
I do not drink soda, and it was really good. And for being zero sugar,
it's the closest. There's only one sugar-free drink that tastes more like its sugared brethren than Coke Zero, and that's Dr. Pepper, sugar-free Dr. Pepper, either in the diet form or the Dr. Pepper Zero.
Yeah, the diet Dr. Pepper is really good too. We're talking about Dr. Pepper. What the fuck?
Okay.
Anything can happen in the wild, wild Not Jay show.
That's right. That's that right. I am currently in the process of
9/20th
putting all of these guys together.
Who's all of these? I can't see it, Not Jay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I've got the M113 and infantry. I've got infantry and I don't know if that's a dragon or what it is, an AT4 maybe. I don't know.
Oh, the thing you were asking me about last night is called the Javelin.
Well, that's the current. That's the current.
The anti-tank.
Yeah, that's the current model that makes T-72s go away. If you have not gone out onto YouTube verse and looked up the TOW-2B versus T-72 or Javelin versus T-72, go
There's
do it.
Something wrong with you if you
I
don't.
personally witnessed what a TOW missile will do to a tank.
I know. I'm aware of that. But for those of us that have not had the experience,
or the experience,
I don't know if you would call it a pleasure. I mean, Jeff, did it?
maybe.
Was it?
Curious Woody when it hit.
Were you needing Kleenex and cigarettes? That's all I.
We needed cases of them because the whole crew was probably.
But yeah,
and nobody had to touch anything.
Yeah, just it's amazing what
How scary
a shaped charge round will do.
Yeah.
To a modern armored vehicle.
Right.
It literally blew the turret
in half.
No, up. Literally off of the tank. Several tens of meters high. For those of us that use the Imperial, that's several yards.
Right.
Several kilometers.
Not quite, but Jesus Christ. I mean, I was amazed at...
Not quite several?
How that thing just went... real quick, back to John.
Back to John. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, here. I always like the British ship names, bold and pompous. Yes. Actually, I think there is an HMS Bold and an HMS Pompous. Then there's, it's funny, the state of Wisconsin is having a battle with the U.S. Navy because the Navy wants its Badger back for the USS Wisconsin, and the state won't give it.
So is their football team.
And then lastly, Shelby Foote's 3 volumes is the perfect quick overview of the Civil War. You know, my brother let me borrow
the best
Ken Burns' Civil War.
No, the best Civil War book, period. There is no better set than. Hold on.
I thought that's what women went.
Readily available. But if you want to read the ultimate, well, at least on the Confederate side, you got to read Lee's Lieutenants, all 3 volumes. But I did just pick this up.
Oh, very nice.
For my little general knowledge. So
is that about short guys with stars on their shoulders? Short general knowledge.
yeah, those guys, which they all were, I think.
God, not Jay. For fuck's sake, man.
You hate me now, don't you?
I don't know if I want you over here now.
Lee's Lieutenants. Read it. You got it. You get it. Read it.
But like I was saying, he let me borrow, Ken Burns' Civil War PBS, show.
That's a good one.
I couldn't.
It's so boring sometimes.
My football mom one year bought me the whole collection on VHS as a present for coaching their kids. I wanted sexual favors, but that wasn't going to happen.
Lord.
Really? Had to go there, didn't it?
I didn't use the F word.
You probably have better luck with goats.
He probably did.
They don't have any money.
But it's not bad.
You never know what the heck's going to happen in this game. And I'm going to tell you right, if you actually watch my video instead of just clicking like, you'll find my explanation that so far this battle has turned out almost historically.
I'll be back in a couple seconds.
All right. You're saying?
It has turned, so far this battle has come out almost historically accurate. Maybe not to the minute, but the things that have happened.
Yeah. So this is part of Gettysburg?
Yeah, this is the fight for Devil's Den, Little Round Top, Wheat Field, Peach Orchard. Longstreet's attack on the evening of the 2nd.
Okay.
That he kept delaying.
I know enough. The things that you're saying make sense to me. I know about Little Round Top. I know about Devil's Den. I know about Peach Orchard and the Wheat Field.
Right.
I know that Jackson versus it was Jackson versus Hood, right? No.
Where here, Gettysburg?
Yeah.
No. This is Hood again. This is the 20th Maine's fight and all that.
Okay.
Hood versus Sickles, or Longstreet versus Sickles.
Okay, Longstreet versus Sickles. Yeah. So I know the turf. I know the ground.
Right.
I don't know the regiments. I don't know the generals.
Right.
I don't know. And maybe it's because I didn't grow up where the Civil War occurred.
Okay.
Is why I don't get into it. Because although Texas was part of the Confederacy, it kind of wasn't. It was
some of the best regiments they had.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No. What I mean is,
just wasn't enough of them.
There wasn't. Like Missouri. Missouri is just rife with Civil War battlegrounds.
Right.
Missouri.
But we were never taught about them in school.
I was.
I
had advanced history, advanced U.S. history, or whatever, my senior year, and we took a tour of 16 battlefields in Missouri and talked a lot about Missouri history, like the whole second semester. Of course, that was 20 years ago now, but
I mean, see, I also was only in I was only in Missouri for half of my 8th and all of my 9th grade year, and then half of my 10th and all of my junior and senior year, 11th and 12th grade. So I missed out on anything that would have resembled a Missouri history class.
Yeah.
Right. John, I agree. This game could probably look pretty cool with some minis. I did a game a while back. I never got to finish it because I was doing it out there next to my computer. The wheat field game I had, Tattered Flags, and that's like playing in miniatures because you're using a ruler and you're using angled template for fire and stuff like that to move.
Yeah.
And it was like playing in miniatures of this, but only the wheat field area. And I'm going to put that back up one day and play it again because it was a real small footprint game.
Yeah, so Matt, the game that you're giving to me, the
Death Valley.
Yeah, that. What are we talking size wise? What are we talking map size?
Like this.
Yeah.
You have some one map scenarios that are on something like this.
Yeah, it's
Born and raised in Indiana, no battlefields. Well, a few major skirmishes between U.S. and Native Americans, fallen timbers and Tippecanoe. And Tyler, too. See, I know a lot of just general trivial bullshit like that.
The battles you're going to fight are right here where I live.
Yeah. The Shenandoah Valley.
I'm at the tip of it. Winchester is 20 minutes south of me, Newmarket and on down, or, put it within an hour of me, you're going to be all those battles you'll fight.
Yeah. So, and, I can't explain why I got so wrapped up in World War II naval. No idea.
Well, I mean, you love the idea of having a belly button right in the middle of your belly,
Got something right in the middle.
God, I'm already having an indecisive moment here as to where to send these units. I think they need to prepare for Anderson because he's fixing to storm across this freaking valley.
And then, it wasn't until, 10 years ago that I found out and realized that I had either great grandfathers, maybe just great grandfathers, I can't remember which, that were Army surgeons for the Union.
Cool.
One of them, if I remember correctly, and my brother would know this better because, of course, he jives on the Civil War big time. But I think one of the two Well, one of them was an Army surgeon at one of the camps here in Illinois. The other was Army surgeon for 54th. I think 54th.
Mass?
Huh?
54th Massachusetts? 54th Illinois?
No, 54th Mass.
Really? The color regiment?
I think, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right, John. It is. I agree 100%.
Yeah. I've never been to the Blue Ridge Parkway, but I hear it is amazing.
All right. We are going to attack Little Round Top. I drew the Long Street shit. That means I can activate any regiment in Hood or McClaws, and they don't burn an activation, so we're going for it. Only one regiment can get there, though. Uh-oh. Fucking steep slopes. Shit.
Please don't draw us flies, especially this heat. Matt, I'm planning on leaving here between 10 and 10:30, which will get me down there about 11:30, 12.
You can get here earlier if you want.
No, I want to sleep in, dude.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying. You can show up whenever. We can play that tactical card game. We can play the Falklands game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Falklands game's not going to take long because, the British are going to get stomped in it because
We're getting the fire first.
I've only won on the digital 3 times out of 7. And it's all about where I place the sniper. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, you got a pretty easy job of it. I'll say that.
We'll see.
Yeah, you do.
So, anywho. Okay. Well, gentlemen, we've been rapping for about an hour and 22 minutes.
What, you want to get off? And
I don't know.
I'm working on Todd's intro video for the game tomorrow. So
I'm getting
Players are Matt Rocky Schreiber, proprietor of the seminal YouTube channel Rocky's War Room, where there are live plays and vast, incredible, heated debates and intellectual discussion on the art, dare I say, fine art of wargaming. His opponent today is Chris, not Jay Arnold, known.
Music in the background's perfect for what he's wearing. I'll just say that.
Yeah, the big floppy hat, fucking bow tie.
When he turns around in fantasy.
Is the bow tie doing this?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, John, you'll see wearing the hat.
Mm-hmm.
I love Todd.
Mm-hmm.
He has no shame.
He's the best.
But let's be honest. Do any of us have any shame for doing what we do?
No, but I have plenty of inspiration.
There you go.
It's backwards. What? Wait, no. Mm-hmm.
Well, if you held it up right.
Inspiration.
Nice. What?
It's from the convention. They had people walking around with bags of inspiration.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Right? That's what I said. I said, well, okay.
So my C-130 failed.
Good. I mean, but that sucks.
As long as you weren't jumping out of it.
What's really weird is so I had it situated to build like this in the tank, and the tip of the wing of the starboard wing, tip of the starboard wing down to the first outside engine nacelle didn't print at all.
Really?
Yeah. Everything below the tip or below the outside starboard engine nacelle, printed fine.
John, I don't know any of these two guys.
Yeah, no. How honestly, how we met is my brother had been showing up to Matt's weekly or almost nightly paint and chat on Facebook for a while.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to be able to make it one night and said, "Hey, why don't you go hop on? I think you might, hang out, get you sitting down at your paint table and get you to painting again." So, okay, I'll go do that. And this is also the story of how I got my name.
Yeah, that's right.
So I popped in and to there, and there was Matt, of course, was hosting it, and there was 3 or 4 other guys that were actually in the chat video call, and Matt was exactly like he is right now, but in his old game room, not looking at the screen, doing something with a model. And I popped in and said, "Howdy, folks." And he responds to, "Hi, Jay." I said, "I'm not Jay." He says, "What do you mean you're not Jay?" "I'm not Jay." He looks up, sees me. He's like, "You're right. You're not Jay." And from that point on, he just started calling me not Jay. Apparently, my brother and I sound very similar.
You do.
Except over headsets, over the computer, and over telephones. Yeah. Because when my grandmother used to call the house, back when we had landlines and nobody had cell phones, and it was me, my dad, and my brother living in the same house, we would answer the phone and say hello, because we didn't have caller ID either. We would answer the phone, hello, and the first thing she would say, "Which one is this?" She didn't know if it was Dad, if it was Jay, or if it was me. So we would have to say, it's Jay, grandmother, or it's your son, Mom, or it's me, Chris. Because she would say, "I can never tell you guys apart on the phone."
No, you can't. It's impossible.
So, whatevs.
Oh man, I just screwed up. I'm serious, big time.
Uh-oh. Screwed up like, glued your fingers together, or...
No, I can't you can't rally regiments that they have to be 3 hexes away, it says.
Ah. All right.
Unless it's the rally chit. So I was doing a regular rally. Okay, so
rally chit.
Yeah.
Shitty chit.
Chitty bang bang.
So these guys got to fight it out, bastards.
So, Matt decided that he decided that he wanted to break away from the Facebook group that he was running the show for.
Do on my own. I mean, shit, I had like 600 episodes.
Yeah. And you, by the time you decided to break out on your own, we were averaging 6 or 7 guys on the call, and 15, 20 others, watching and commenting in the comments section. So he busted out, took a couple of his regulars with him to make Rocky's War Room, the Ramble. By the way, I came up with the name.
Did you really? I don't remember that.
Yeah. I also came up with our group, our Facebook Messenger group name.
Oh, the Irregulars? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nache's pretty proud of that. He did. He's my number 2.
Hey, look out for number 1. Just don't step in number 2.
Yeah. It's been a long time. My youngest grandparent was born in 1892, huh? Wow.
My grandmother, my dad's mom, was born in 1903 in January. So my grandmother was older than manned-powered flight, heavier than air-powered flight by 11 months. And I sit and I am amazed by everything that happened in her lifetime.
Yeah.
She was old enough to remember the First World War.
Well,
She
that's cool.
She survived the Great Depression. She lived through World War II. She went from, almost nobody, well, literally nobody flying in an airplane to watching men walk on the moon.
Wow.
66 years later.
That's
I mean, she passed away in 1998. She was 95 years old.
Damn.
And just, I wish now that I had had the wherewithal to sit down with a voice recorder.
Yeah.
And have her, because she was a teacher also. She was a 3rd grade teacher. That's not the amazing part. The amazing part was she was a 3rd grade teacher in the Panama Canal Zone.
Wow. Well, my grandmother is still alive, and she's 98. And I'm doing this little documentary about my grandfather, and I sat down and talked to her for 3.5 hours.
Did you record it?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure did. Yep. Had my phone, microphone, everything. Recorded the whole thing.
Good.
So
it might not mean anything to anybody but you.
Yeah.
But you have it.
Exactly.
I've got a recording of my granddad, my mom's dad, talking about his experiences in the Boy Scouts.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. The other, and I wish I had known my Uncle Les more. He was my grandmother's older brother. Yes, and it didn't go past me what I said.
Okay, as long as you knew.
But whereas my grandmother was a teacher in the Panama Canal Zone, Uncle Les was the sheriff for one of the zones in the Panama Canal Zone. They don't have counties down. Maybe there were districts, something like that. Anyway, he was the sheriff there, down there, and when it got all said and done, and they were ready to move back to the States, they had grown up, were born and grew up in northern Minnesota, like an hour and a half from the Canadian border, northern Minnesota. And after spending so much time in Panama, obviously the idea of moving back to, the Great White North was not very appealing. So they moved to South Texas. Donna, Texas, to be specific, just up the Rio Grande from Harlingen and Brownsville. the house Dad grew up in was 3 miles from the Rio Grande River. So, South Texas. And she became a teacher there, third grade teacher there in Donna. And my Uncle Les became the police chief. So, yeah, they had, their father had purchased land on a lake in Minnesota, and we still have, part of that. We still have part of that land today. That's where my family's lake cabin is, my dad's lake cabin.
Right.
But every 4th of July that I was up there, Uncle Les would take his .38 service revolver and fire 6 rounds into the ground on the 4th of July to start the day off. at 6 a.m. Crack, 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 crack. I guess time to get up. And then we would have a big picnic where all of our friends and whatnot would come over, and we had a fire pit there, and everybody would bring their own hot dogs or burgers or whatever to grill for themselves, and then bring a side dish to share. And after we would do that, my uncle's stepson would, from Oklahoma, bring up hundreds of dollars of fireworks and set them off. And so we would set up the chairs for on the front lawn to look out over the lake as they fired the fireworks off. And Uncle Les would always sit in the very back with his White Owl cigar, wearing a white V-neck T-shirt and khaki chinos, and loafers that resembled these. Anyway, and so all the old ladies, at least to me, old ladies, they were, early 60s up through grandmother's age of, at the time, was 76. It was about 73, 74 years old. They would all, whenever the fireworks would go off, and like, ooh, ah. And Uncle Les would be in the back sitting there smoking his White House cigar and just be mocking them the entire time. Yes, yes, ooh, yes, fine work. Ah, yes, quite. He was a riot. Let's see. John says, my uncle knew everything about our genealogy. I never talked to him. Second hobby, but had to learn it all from scratch. Trouble that I have box loads of family photos with no real clue who they are. Yeah, it is a shame, John. My grandfather, born in 1826, went to California for the gold rush. My family had his firearm that he took. I had to pass it on because I won't have any guns in this house. My wife would have no guns in the house. That's understandable. I'm let's put it this way. I'm lucky to have my grandfather's rifle. Because Donna is very not hip with guns because of history. I won't go delving into that. But yeah. And now I'm just talking about just inane bullshit because Matt is working on a video. Hi, buddy. How you doing? You want up here?
Are you very important video?
Yes, it is. Come on. That's okay. And everybody say hi to Mr. Clark.
Hi, Clark. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. You've been on here before.
This is a good boy. Yes, he is. He's a good boy.
Good boy. You're so good.
Come on. Make yourself comfy. Ah, son of a bitch. Would you just settle down? Settle down. What are you doing?
Why is my phone going ballistic when I'm here on stream with you all?
Because we got jackasses like War Mutt.
To ferry the Argentine Marines.
Oops.
Rocky mentioned Devin, and then War Mutt looking at the backyard. Wife waving me off from taking pic, enjoying the nice 65-degree evening, 7,000 feet up. Would you find a place to light? Jesus, man.
Nothing like some cat ass in your face.
Right? I just wanted to have a conversation.
I'm back for a bit. Call back us.
And my cat wants to have an OnlyFans. Come on, man. John says, I never really looked it up, but it was quite heavy. It looked very Revolutionary War-ish and was probably 6 foot tall from stock to muzzle. Yep. What are you doing, buddy? Come on. What are you doing? Yeah, the rifle that I have was my grandfather's one of my grandfather's hunting rifles. It's a Winchester 30-06.
Right.
And it's got a new barrel and a new firing mechanism, but the furniture is all original from the 18 whatever series rifle it was that he bought when he was a kid. And he carved into the stock on one side his initials, J.H. Word, and on the other side he carved in the word Sweet Lips. Because Sweet Lips was the name of Erastus F. Smith's rifle. You may be asking yourself, who's Erastus F. Smith? He was one of the scouts for Santa Ana and a sniper for Sam Houston during the Texas War of Independence. And whenever he fired his rifle and would kill somebody and come back and talk about it, I was like, and I just let him have a kiss from Sweet Lips here. Huh. So he carved the name Sweet Lips into the side of his rifle in homage. Has your brother been licking your neck again? I'm sorry, buddy. He's got 2 patches of bare skin right here on his neck. About 4 years ago, right after we got him, his brother started licking him to the point where it wore all the fur off and got to the point where he actually got it to scab up. So now he's got these 2 bald patches on his neck. And he'll get healed up and go for, a couple of months, and then his brother will start licking him again.
Oh, he's not like nipping at him?
No, just licking. Just the entire time. But, how cats' tongues are so rough. Yeah, that's a good boy. Yeah, that's a good boy.
I haven't drawn one. I've drawn one Confederate chip. And that's it. No, I haven't drawn. Yeah, I drew Law. No, I drew Longstreet. What did I do with him? I put him back in here like a dummy. Oh, I drew Hood.
Come on, buddy. Come on. Hop down. I don't need you up on the desk.
No, I drew Longstreet. Son of a gun. He was used. All right. It's funny, you sit here, you think, oh man, I ain't got but a couple chits left to draw. And then you realize, you look down, you realize, oh my God, Caldwell has 4 brigades. So Caldwell has only his 1 chit in there, and you got to draw it each time for each brigade.
Oh, yeah.
So you can get down to having like 2 chits left in the cup, and you might have 7 brigades that still need to be activated.
Yeah, cat baths are brutal. I can't imagine anyone having a pet tiger. Yeah, that'd be pretty rough. Rough. Get it because their tongues are rough. I hate you people. So, anywho, so you're still on turn 8.
I played a turn yesterday, or I set up kind of late last night and played a turn.
Yeah.
I usually do 2 turns, then I film, then I go over to the other game and play 2 turns, and then I look over at Med War Heart Attack. Paul, I know you and 2 others want me to finish that game, but I have now avoided it since I said I was going to go over there and finish it.
You've avoided it like the plague.
It's coming down. I can't play it. It just does not appeal to me whatsoever. Thank God I didn't pay for it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, I have been working diligently somewhat on my Israeli infantry. I still have a crap ton to do. Because I went through the process of clipping them so as they're not in just a single file, as it were. You know, they're on stands of 5 in a row. But I thought that was kind of silly. So I went ahead and clipped them down to strips of 3 and 2.
Right.
And now I'm placing them on the washers. So like I said, this is... There we go. There.
PB, I'll put it to you this way. If I don't play Med War and I focus on these 2 games here, that's that much sooner Gallipoli goes on the table. Your choice.
Ooh, look at you. Savage. Base them individually, go hardcore. The problem with basing them individually is, first off, it took everything in my power to get them cut to this point, and they actually had a divot, if you will, an indentation between the 2, the 3 and the 2. So yeah, not gonna happen. I am individually basing the 50 caliber gun nest. That's kind of insane, I know. And then I'm doubling up the GPMGs. John, I think it's GMT's Gallipoli 1915 or 1914 or whatever.
It is 1915.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whenever it happened.
So that's the one. It'll take me a little while to read the rules on that one, but.
So speaking of books that I've been listening to, I've been listening to Rick Atkinson's. I finished Rick Atkinson's An Army at Dawn, and I'm now listening to The Day of Battle. So Army at Dawn is the story of the U.S. Army as it leads up to and including the landings of North Africa and the battle across North Africa.
Right.
The one I'm listening to now, The Day of Battle, is the Sicily and the Battle for Italy. And then the last book of the trilogy is At Gun's Last Light, and that is about D-Day and the final push into Germany.
Okay.
Each book is about 32 hours long.
Jesus.
Very good. If you want to know about the United States Army and its fight against the Italians and the Germans in World War II, these two books are very, very well.
Yeah. If you want to find out, go read.
Or listen.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
So it's really, really good. The author that reads it is really good. So the book that I was listening to was called... Oh, I picked up Halsey's Typhoon also. I'm going to give that a listen.
Paul, you sure you want me to do ships? Because I've got these.
What is it? Oh, Gettysburg by Stephen Sears.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Nache. Hold on a second. Let me look over here. Because you can pick these up pretty cheap. The best book I've read about the first and second days of Gettysburg are, of course, I probably got them buried. I do. Shit. You want the books, the really, really good books are by Harry Pfanz. Pfanz. I've got one over in my desk in my nightstand, I think. But don't bother wasting your time on his third day at Gettysburg. But his first and second day at Gettysburg are probably the best things I've ever read. They read good and they got detail, and you can usually get them in paperback for a few bucks. But his first and second day at Gettysburg are really, really, really good. And you want to read a really good book about a Civil War battle? It's called The Second Day at Manassas. Oh, Jesus. I've hidden all my books from myself because I needed room for games on my shelves.
Sounds like a PP to me.
Yeah.
And Mr. Beckus is listening to Custer's Trials, a 28-hour book. Really good listen about Custer's life.
Oh, here it is. John Hennessy, Return to Bull Run. Freaking great book. I've never read a better Manassas book than this. Camera, not Jay, camera.
Yes.
Get rid of that. Cats are brutal.
Great book.
Bull Run?
Yeah, the Return to Bull Run.
I had a bunch of American Civil War books. Oh, you know what? Not Jay. I've got a bunch of American Civil War games, too, that we could use these miniatures with. Anyway, I have the chronological order of the Civil War, and it's a book like this thick.
Is it the one I just showed you a minute ago?
No, it's different. It's not the same one, but it's not like a long, drawn-out description.
Right.
But it's more of like a play-by-play. At this hour, this happened, this hour.
Oh, yeah, I've got that for World War II.
Yeah.
So there's some good stuff.
Eventually I will have my books shelves back up as bookshelves. They were turned over on the side to hold my printers until I got a new table in here. So thanks to my wife, she nabbed it from her mother's house for me.
Yeah.
And she may be watching, so hi dear.
Damn it. I picked up Sherman Leader, and I could have played Sherman Leader tonight. I probably ought to get the starter set of ships out and prime them tonight, because Paul convinced me to paint the friggin' ships for the starter set for Pacific, the Battle Pacific, for Victory at Sea.
Freaking Clay Stone sent me a couple of pictures on Facebook today. He was cleaning his basement game room out in his fucking 18-story house in the middle of New York City that he owns.
18-story house.
And
nice.
He has dining room tables that we would all cherish as large family gathering tables that he buys to war game on. But he showed me a picture of his game shelves, and he really only buys monster games. Come on, man. The dude's got 3 copies of War in the Pacific, the big SPI or Victory Games Monster or Pacific Victor, whatever it's called. Comes in a big old soapbox. He's got 3 of them. And he's got multiple games like that where he's got multiple. And then to torment me, he knows that I'm trying to get my hands on War Between the States, either the SPI or the Decision Games one. And I can't find one. He's got one of each, and he makes sure he puts those in the picture so I can see.
Yep, there she is.
Hi, Donna Arnold.
Donna, Jeff, Donna. Now y'all have met. Oh, but yeah, like I said, I don't know where my love for World War II naval came from, though. I just remember that about 1991, I got a hold of the book General Quarters.
Right.
And my buddy Chris Copeland and I sat down, started looking through the book, said, you know what? Let's give this thing a try. Let's give it a shot. And I had a copy of Axis and Allies. So we broke it out, grabbed the ships out of it. Now, as anybody knows, the original Axis and Allies, you only had battleships, submarines, and aircraft carriers.
Right.
And cargo ships. Well, we decided to make the cargo ships be the cruisers.
Right.
And I didn't have a table really big enough to set it out. So we got on the floor with them.
Best way to do it.
And played the game. Realized right away that it was too abstract. The fact that, now, yes, it did take more actual damage to sink a battleship than it did to sink a destroyer.
Right.
But it only had, each ship only had a 4-piece damage track.
Right.
Once you get rid of those 4, it sank. Whether it was a battleship or whether it was a destroyer. And both Copeland and I said, you know what? We want something a little beefier. We want something with a little more crunch. We don't want it as abstract as this.
Gotcha.
So we decided, you know what? Let's go to the library, see if we can find a book. And I didn't know anything about Jane's book at the time. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I think what drove me down the path of World War II naval combat was we'd been playing Star Trek ship combat simulator, starships. So, I mean, we already had that, idea for it. And then we, my brother was very much into the, land battles of Europe, Northern Europe, Northwestern Europe, etc. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go to. I'm going to do the exact opposite. World War II Pacific Naval. He says, Becca says, I've got Nimitz from DVG.
Yeah.
I still haven't punched it yet.
Isn't that a card game? John, your Compass game one, they're doing Bull Run. They're doing it. They're going to do like a Great Battles of the American Civil War or a line of battle for Bull Run in the Compass Games version. I'm curious to see because that'll be their first go round of that. And if dig in your closet, if you've got either one of those War Between the States, I will pay you for those. You've already given me a free game. Let me buy one from you before the fire garage sale, unless you're planning on that happening here like in the next few days or weeks or so, or if the wife is planning that.
Yeah, and then
he dies, she sells everything out in the garage.
Right. And then John gives a wave to everybody.
To Donna.
And to Donna, yes. So we go to the library. Real quick, it says, no, he actually said a big strategic overall game.
Yeah, that's.
I think referring back to Compass Games.
Oh, strategic AC. Really?
Yeah.
I've got one by them, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. So we go to the. So I know nothing about.
You're still alive?
Ships or whatever. At that point in time, I know USS Texas because I'd been on it. I knew. Very cool. I knew of the Missouri and whatnot. The Bismarck, the Hood, that type of thing. I knew nothing about Jane's Fighting Ships, the book. So we go to the library, and I just so happen to find James Fighting Ships, 1943. And I start flipping through, and I was like, this is exactly what I need. This gives me diagrams of the ships. I can make photocopies of it, and we can use this to generate where the hits are on the ship using the General Quarters rules.
Right.
Well, so we make several different copies of Missouri and Yamato and Washington and Nagato and et cetera and so forth, and take this sheaf of papers home to start figuring out how we're going to make it work with General Quarters. And we sit down and we start working with it, and my then wife walks in and says, "What are y'all doing?" I was like, "Oh, we're altering how we're going to play this game." And she says, "Well, how much changing are you doing?" "Oh, we're going to completely change how you do combat, and you completely change this." And I'm like, "Well, then why don't you just write your own rules?" And Copeland and I look at each other and said,
"Smart wife.
Can we do that?" I mean, we.
Did she
obviously
say,
we
yes,
can.
You have my blessing?
No, it wasn't that. It's can these two doofuses from Lee Summit, Missouri, come up with our own rules for a war game? That was completely outside. That was completely foreign to us, thinking that we, two miserable louts, were gonna, would be able to create our own war game. And he said, "Well, let's give it a shot." Brief message here. Nimitz is a solo hex and counter game for the Pacific War. Each individual ship is a counter. Oh, cool.
So it's no cards at all, PB. Is that what you're saying?
It's a DVG game.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
Yeah.
So,
and I know I've looked at it, but I don't look much at Navy games. I'm sorry, Nazi. Go ahead.
That's okay. So we thought about, okay, so what's the most important thing we need to do first? What rule do we have to figure out before we go no cards? So no cards.
All right. Oh, okay. Okay.
Anyway, so what do we need to figure out first? What's the most important thing? And we both thought to ourselves, movement. You can't have combat in the Navy without the ships moving, just by their very nature. Movement is the most important. Okay, what scale are we going to play in? Well, I've seen, and this is well before internet. I mean, this is 1991, 1992, you know?
Right.
I don't even think we had a computer yet in the house. Here I am now with like 7. Anyway, well, I've seen these models at Hobbytown, USA, the local model shop. And I think those are 1/2400th scale. All right, okay, so that means 1 inch on the model is 24 or is 100 inches, or no, it's 24 inches. I don't remember exactly how it worked out. I don't remember now. I don't know how ratios work anymore. 1 inch equals 2400 inches, I believe. Be that as it may. He knew all about math and said, okay, so how much time do we want each turn to be? Well, let's call it 5 minutes. Okay. So we want the same ground scale as we have ship scale? Sure, why not? We'll make it a little different. Or, we'll see what we get with this. So he gets out this on a piece of paper. He gets this equation that's this damn long. And he starts working it, and he starts doing this, and he starts scratching this out, making this happen. And he says, okay, I've got it. All right. Do we have to do that every time? He says, no. If you want to know how fast the maximum speed of your ship is on the table, I said, yeah. Take its top speed in knots. Okay. Divide that by 2. Okay. That's the number of inches you can move that ship at top speed. I said, what? He said, yeah. It just so happens that we arbitrarily picked 5 minutes. We didn't arbitrarily pick 1/2400 scale, but we arbitrarily picked the ground scale, and it just so happens to work out that if you take the speed of the ship in knots, divide that number by 2, that gives you the movement in inches on the table. At that point in time, we knew we were going to be able to figure that shit out and come up with a game. And this was spring of 92. By the summer of 93, we had a playable game that we took to a convention and won best game of show.
Nice.
30 years later on, I still have not published this thing. But at the time, in the mid-90s, it was, well, let's put it this way. 93, we ran it 3 sessions on one table. And it was the back of an old chalkboard that one of those, roller chalkboards that you see in schools.
Right.
Well, my buddy and I, Copeland, and my brother Jay found this old chalkboard. It didn't have the chalkboard in it. It was just the frame with the panel in it, sitting in the back of the high school by the dumpster. Well, we're thinking that's free game. So we roll up there in my stepdad's B2000 Mazda pickup They jump out, grab it, put it in the back of the truck, and we haul ass out. We get it home, saw the legs off of it.
God.
Boom! A 4x8 game table.
Whatever works.
I don't know if it was supposed to be out there. I don't know if I owe Lee Summit R7 School District a mobile chalkboard at this point.
Lee Simmons, as in Bonnie and Clyde Lee Simmons?
No, Lee Summit.
Oh.
Lee Summit, Missouri. So yeah, I probably should apologize to Dwayne Fleck, who's now a teacher at Lee Summit High School. He wasn't at that time, but anyway. So we brought that with us on a couple of sawhorses. We figured out how to make our water, because I'd seen naval games played on blue sheets, literally a bed sheet that's blue in color. I wanted something that looked a little snazzier. I wanted something to pop. So we got the Crackle Coat light tiles. The plastic light tiles that go in the ceiling,
Right.
drop ceiling lights that were crackled. They call it crackle ice or crackle pattern.
Right.
Turned them to the smooth side, made kind of smeared greens and blues together, and then put a darker blue, painted darker blue on top of that, flipped it over, looked like water tiles, or looked like water. And the ships would move across them nice and neat, and 4 of those fit perfectly inside that table.
Wow.
And then I took foam core and made all these different islands with flock and real fine grit gray. So I would run a bead of glue and then run that gray across it, and that would be the roads. And so I had islands, and then the ships themselves I had painted up. And ran it. How that particular convention worked is you would list your game, and then people could pre-register, and they would get a little ticket. It didn't cost them to get the ticket, but it was a little ticket that said, "Hey, I'm registered to play the game," and you would peel off their little ticket because it was on a sticker and put it on your game form. And you would turn that in at the end of the session so they could see who played what. Anyway, after the first session I had 2 guys out of 6 wanted to come play. By the end of that session, I had 4 more just walk up and say, "Hey, can I get in on this?" And then the next 2 sessions filled up. The following year, I set myself up again for 3 sessions. And early on, probably within a week of after registration opened, they contacted me and said, "Hey, can you add additional sessions?" Yeah, I can. What do you? How many do you want me to open up? There were 7 sessions for the weekend. I had only set up myself for 3. Said, "Would you mind running all 7?" No, not a problem. Absolutely, I can do that. Great. A couple of weeks later, they called me up and said, "Is there any way you could add another table?" What do you mean add another table? Well, yours is the only game that is currently completely sold out for all sessions, and there's still people requesting to play the game. I went ahead and I got a hold of my guy, my buddies who were coming with me to help me run the game, and said, "Guys, do you think you could help me out?" "Well, we're going to help you out. Yeah, no problem. We got you at your table." Like, no. I need you to run a game by yourself. I'll be there. I'll be right next to you, but you're going to have your own table. And they said, well, yeah, I guess. So that weekend of that convention, we ran 11 game sessions.
Wow.
And was full the entire game. Every session was full. We had 11 sessions, 8 players per session. We had 88 players. And we had, 250 total players at the show. So we had, a third of all participants play my game. Oh, it did cost them, John. They let me, my then wife, my best friend, his wife, my other good friend, and his wife, all in for free. And it was a $45 a weekend for a weekend of gaming. And we all got in for free. Because we were that popular. The only reason I didn't get game of show that year is because I had won it the previous year, but they came up with another category for me, which was, Game Master of Season or some bullshit like that or whatever. The following year, the last year that we had the other thing is I had built 2 tables by then of they were basically stage risers. They were over engineered. They had 4x4 corner legs at each corner, and then a 4x4 leg in the center of each long side, built out of 2x4s with 1/2-inch plywood over the top of it.
Game point.
18.
Game point.
What's that?
I got a game point here.
Okay, what's going on?
So this is to show you the confusion of this battle. So I finally got these 2 brigades from the second corridor finally got activated this turn. And the intention was to move them up into this higher ground here to slow down Anderson's attack. This one division only has 2 brigades. So I said, okay, we're going to move these 2 brigades up here and put them in a line side by side to protect his victory locations here. The first brigade was successful in their activation and moved forward. The second brigade failed. They can't move. So now this small brigade sitting out here by itself, and Anderson's fixing to just roll across this valley at them.
Oof.
This is going to be interesting. Matter of fact, let's take that skirmish order off him, and we'll double that back here. But they're still going to be sitting out there by themselves. That's how I'll tell you, these chit pull games, and then and this is not just a chit pull, or not only just a chit pull, but you see that leader has a command rating.
Right.
So once you pull the chit, you have to decide which of his brigades, which are listed on the back, you're going to activate. Then you roll against his command rating, and if it's less than his command rating, they're successful. If it's not, they get what's called a limited activation, where all they can do is fire. They can't do anything else. They can't move, close combat, or anything. So this is where, because I kept asking myself, God damn, all these brigades are sitting here awful close to the fighting before the fighting starts. Well, now I understand why, because their command rating sucks so bad. That's how he countered that movement into the fight. Yeah. Plus, on this map here, Cemetery Ridge, after the little round tops, is running diagonally on the map. Right. Instead of most maps where you see it, it's just running straight that way. So most of your attacks on all the Gettysburg games I play on the second day go this way across the map. This one is going, they got the map, so it's going this way. Right. Which threw me for a loop when I set it up, and I was like, what the hell? This is wrong. And then when I put the pieces down and saw how they were set up in a line like this, I was like, I see they cantered this thing. And guess whose chit I just drew?
There you go.
Showtime.
I like that. I like that chit draw activation stuff.
Well, and then he throws that one more little thing in here because most chit draw games, you draw a chit, you pick who you're going to move, and you move it. Well, he threw another thing into this with that activation. And of course, Hood and McClaws and Anderson, or Hood and McClaws, all have ratings of 5. So they have to roll a 6 to not be able to do anything on a D6.
Right.
But the unions are all 2s and 3s.
Yeah. But I've got a photo of and here's the thing: this convention had both men and women at the convention. It was rather unique in the fact at the time that there were women playing war games there. That's not something that you would have normally seen. And I've got a picture of a young lady and another guy moving their ships around, but they're sitting on the stage riser. Because when I put the 2 stage risers together, I had an 8-foot by 8-foot table, basically 18 inches off the ground. And they had the last 2 ships fighting. And they just, they got tired of just reaching over from the edge. They said, "Do you mind if we climb on?" "No, go ahead. It's not going to fall." And if you break the light tiles, they were $2.50 to make. Not a big deal. So
I think I'm going to spend tonight learning, setting up the game War of the Ring.
Cool.
I'm printing the version 2 rules out.
All right,
cool. Maybe we can play that if Devin's not available tomorrow, not Jay.
There you go. John, what kind of scenarios was I running? So I had my then father-in-law challenged me to paint the Queen Mary. Now, the Queen Mary was originally, as we all know, a cruise liner, but during World War II, it was relegated to troop transport, and she was painted gray. Boring as all get out. He said, "I want you to paint it up. I want you to dazzle pattern it." And so that's what I ended up doing. I painted a dazzle pattern on it. And so to spotlight it, I created a scenario where the Queen Mary would run at full speed to get from one table edge to the other and hope to make it before the Germans sink her. The British, of course, would have their escort cruisers, and the Germans would have their packet battleships and whatnot. So that was one of the scenarios. Also did a Italian versus British in the Mediterranean scenario. I did a what if USS Missouri versus IJN Yamato scenario. I did a British versus German. It wasn't a Sink the Bismarck. It was basically the Battle of Narvik. It's where the British came in with light cruisers and destroyers into one of the Norwegian fjords, and the Germans fought. Them and the Germans fought in that way. Put your fist in that chit pull cup. I want to see what kind of dinky coffee cups people torture themselves with. Apparently, John has a 1-gallon coffee cup.
John, you're not supposed to stick your ass in it to draw chits.
Jeff,
you said Hood was dead, so that isn't going to bode well. No, it's not. And then Becca says his granddad went to North Africa in World War II on the Queen Mary. Oh, very nice. So yeah, but people just love the game. And then at the time there was a game club that ran a game called the Tournament of Champions, and it was based off of Games Workshop's Warhammer Fantasy Battle, but you would take a single character, tromp around the play table, and kill or be killed, basically. And it was basically like a PvP first person shooter, like Doom or modern. What are those video games called now these days? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, it'd be fantastic if someone did a modern Carnival Sovereign of the Seas cruise ship versus anything. That garbage pollution creating needs to go down. Agreed. Anyway, so it was, you would draw a card or roll a die, and you would have the elf mage, or you would have the dwarven warrior, or whatever, and you would go out and tromp through the woods and of the table, and do your best to kill people and collect treasures. Well, I decided, you know what? I'll do the same thing, but with my ships. That was one of the most fun people ever had at the conventions, because we constantly were cycling people through the game, getting them the flavor of the game. It was always capital ships. They were always taking a battleship. But they got the feel of the game. And we had one guy, the guy who won that first year that we did that, had a kill streak before he got sunk. He had sunk 9 other ships before he got sunk. The best anybody else could have done, I think, was 3. And I got to the point where I put out a bounty on his head. I said, whoever sinks this guy's ship gets, I don't even remember what I gave away. But I do know that he ended up receiving a painted fleet. And by fleet, I mean 1 battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and 6 destroyers. That were all GHQ that I luckily didn't have to pay for, because at that point in time, that would have been 15, and 24 is 39, and 49, 59. That was like, I think, about $80 worth of models. Now it'd been about $120, $130 worth of models that I painted up and gave to him. So, but yeah, it was a very well loved game. We actually had the second year that I ran it, when I was needing to add all of the additional sessions. I had 2 brothers and one of the brothers' wives traveled from Omaha, Nebraska, just to play my game. Now, Omaha to Kansas City is not that far. It's about a 3.5, 4 hour drive. But they said, if you weren't going to be here, we wouldn't have come down. So, but I got burnt out on it, because that's all I was doing. All of my gaming was wrapped up in development and running of that game. So I got burnt out. And that's when I left the hobby. And I didn't get back in until I married Donna, and she said, what are all these toys you've got? All these models. What do you do with them? And I explained to her what it was. So, well, why don't you do it anymore? Kind of burned out. Well, why don't you go do it again? Get out of my house. John says, my wife is a lifelong AD&D player, but she won't play Kill a Bug for an antenna. It's Monty Hall or nothing. That bug better have a pair of +5 Nikes on it. I know many players like that. John, I should publish those rules. I've actually have contemplated revisiting them. They are currently very much of the age of the 90s. So they're very much, they would not be as well received now as they were back then. Because just the way people play games now has changed. So I want to revisit how the game is played and possibly do something with it. I've thought about it. So we'll see. There's a possibility. So. But we have been cruising here for about 2.5 hours.
We've been on for about an hour. We're going to go ahead and go. But an hour later, we're going to go.
Well, this time, I'm tired. Been up all day. We had we had one guy call in and one guy no call, no show. Again, same guy.
Jesus, dude.
Why he's not fired yet, I don't know. But
he's so loved by the community.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so I'm pooped. So I am gonna call it tonight.
You're gonna be here tomorrow.
Yes, I am.
I'm gonna just play some games.
Yes, we are. And it's gonna be glorious.
It's gonna be fun.
Glorious.
Hopefully Devin can join us for the Falklands tomorrow.
That'd be fun. Okay. If not, we'll figure something out. Yeah, we can play that and muddle our way through, or figure something else out.
A lot of other games. Oh, Combat Commander, Nache.
Never played it.
I could teach you.
I'm sure you can.
It is such a good game. You'd like it.
All right. Well, we'll see. I'm figuring out the best way for me to
learn Hex Encounters playing them.
No. Box up some of these models of mine that I've been doing to bring them down to show you.
Fuck yeah, I'd love to see them.
So I'll get something figured out. So anyway, boys, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all hopping on with me tonight.
I did?
Yep, you did.
Oh, okay.
And John, Mr. Beckus, thank y'all so much for spending your evenings with me. It is truly, truly appreciated. And if my wife is still out there, I love you, dear. Thank you for letting me play with my toys.
Thank you to my wife, who was an absolute all-star today.
Yeah, she was.
Well, things get better, right?
Mr. Beck says, warning, playing Combat Commander will cause you to buy it.
That's right.
So,
I think we should play that, Nache.
All right, we'll do that.
I'm with Paul on this one.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys. See y'all later. Take care. Again, John, thanks. Yes, I will do that, John. As soon as I get off here, I'll figure out which one I would like, put it in my wish list, and let you know. I truly, truly appreciate that. That is very kind and generous.
Oh, yes.
So,
thank you, John.
Very good.
That would help us greatly for the live.
Yep. So, Jeff, thanks for hopping on and sharing your game with us.
Jeff,
Matt, thanks for being you. So
you're welcome, Nache. It's so hard for me to be me.
I know, isn't it?
It really is.
It's just, so until next time, guys. Thanks again. I'm bringing Skittles.
Fuck yeah.
So
you know what? You could change it up if you want with sweet tarts. I accept.
What?
Yeah, I accept sweet tarts too.
What?
Yeah, that's up to you.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
And I finished our entire turn while being on here with you all.
Outstanding.
Sweet. You make great company, Jeff.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for all my viewers. And anybody who's silly enough to watch this later, thanks for watching.
Peace.
Ta-ta.